Hi guys, this is Addison with Fort Stewart, and this is episode 2 of my permissions video. So if you haven't seen the first one, you might want to watch that before you watch this. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about are area permissions. So this is when you want someone to be able to edit just one thing on the page, okay? So I'm in edit mode, okay? And let's say I only want, Addison to be able to edit this block. Okay, so I can click on it. Oh, is it working? There we go. I'll do this one then. You can click on it. You can click on permissions. And then you click override permissions. And you wait. There we go. And then you would click edit block. And then you would add whoever you want. So if you're adding a group, if you're adding, a group set, like if you're adding all of DPW, if you're adding just DPW managers, or if you're adding just a user. So let's just say just Addison can edit this. We click Addison, and then we click save. And save. Okay. That's all we need to do. So now, even though Addison doesn't have inherit permissions to this page, she can edit just this block. Okay. And then you would just exit mode and click publish pages. So that's a really fun. A good example of area permissions would be, let's say on your home page, you have like a red banner for like emergency warnings or something like that. You can give access to that page to just DES set, or just DES managers, or just the director of DES, and they can go in and type up whatever they need. And then you might want to give them publish permissions if it's like an emergency like that. You know what I mean? I'd say that's definitely like a publish worthy kind of thing. Okay, so let's go on to file manager permissions. Okay, so there's two different places and two different types of permissions for the file manager. So first, you can just give permissions to a folder. And it's very simple. So let's say DES files, okay? I want to give access to DES files to just DES people. So I click on it, and I click edit permissions, and then I override them. I know it's like a very scary button to push, but it's gonna be fine. Okay. And then I'm going to tell exactly what they want them to do. So let's say, they should be able to view files. That's a thing. So let's add them. And I'm going to go ahead and add the set because I want everyone who is working under DES, the managers, the contributors, and the editors to all have access to this folder. And then I click save. Definitely search the file. Yes, you should do that. Edit the file folder. Yes. Properties. Yes. But how about let's talk about delete files. So if you delete a file on like in any website, if you delete a file and it's like live on the website, it will go away. So if I have an image on a page, and then somebody goes into the file manager and deletes that image, it's not going to show up on the page. And then when you go into edit mode, it's just going to say empty content block or empty image block. So maybe we don't want all of DES to be able to delete a file. Maybe we just want the DES managers to delete files. You know what I'm saying? So then we would just say, okay, I want just the group did I skip it? DES managers to be able to delete files. So it's kind of tedious at first, but I mean, once you're done, you're done. You only have to do this once. And then you can change it and all that kind of stuff. Also, edit file access. No, that's your thing. That's file access is giving permissions to the folder, and no, nobody needs permissions except you guys. So that should always just be the site managers and page managers set. Okay, so just leave that there. And delete file sets, no, don't give them that. Okay, so they need everything else. And then it's kind of up to you for the whole delete file. They should, everyone should definitely be able to add a file, of course. But yeah, the properties, the file properties would be more like, if someone wanted to edit an image in Concrete 5, which I do not suggest. That's not a good idea. And then you click Save. Okay, so now when DES comes up, they won't be like when DES logs into the file manager, they won't be able to click on any of these, or they at least won't be able to add them to the page. Okay. So there's another way to get to file manager permissions too. If you go to Systems and Settings, and then you go to the file manager permissions, and you wait. This is for all of the file manager. So you should not be having like larger, well, not larger, what do I want to say? Specific groups in here. Okay. So page managers set, or let's say page contributors, the page contributors set includes all of the DS contributor, DPW contributor, all that kind of stuff. That's already included. This is all ready to go. The only time that you're going to need to use this menu is if you've created a new group. So, how I talked about in the last video, how if you want the page editors group, the one that has like the really low permissions, we can add that to your site. And then once we add that group, you would need to come in here and give them access to the file manager. Because if not, they'll click on Browse Server and nothing will happen. It'll say, no, you don't have access. Turn around, detour. So all of this, and this is the same, you would just click on here and the same menu comes up. You just click on whatever you've like. Okay? So there's other permissions over here. So task permissions. Let it load. And by the way, guys, we're running on advanced permissions. So, and you can't revert back. So you can't go into advanced permissions and then turn back, just so you know. So here's a few other things. I will say this. None of these things need to be anybody but you and the admin. Like, this is you guys stuff. Update Concrete 5. You guys do that. You guys empty the trash. You guys do all this kind of stuff. Okay. I'm just going to give you a little permissions tour here. Okay, user permissions. Okay. This is also a no-go for anybody else but you guys. So no one else should be in here. So you guys are the only people who should be adding users, because you're the only ones who will be keeping all of their information. You're going to be the ones training them. You're going to be the ones who, keep the Form 2875 and make sure that they have their training, all that stuff. No. No one else should be adding members. Okay. So that's what that is. Sorry, my kids are in the kitchen doing dishes. Okay. And that's pretty much it. I just didn't want to make a super long video for the last one. Just because, I know this one's kind of short, but I wanted to really go through this and kind of talk about it a little bit more. If you guys have any other questions about permissions, please let us know and I will make a video about it. And I mean, even if you're not in the IEW team and you're following me, you can still just comment down below and I'll make a video if you have like a question. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Short and sweet. Just a couple of miscellaneous permissions that are kind of nice, but again, you know, the permissions are all kind of spread out all over Concrete 5, but you know, it's annoying, but it's also, you can really make it your own. You know, you can really add whatever kind of user you want. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in.